All right. Well, this was originally known here as the Super Champ. So I'm not sure what it was in the States or other parts of the world like Europe, but the Fighting Buggy is the original name. It was released in Japan, and it was, as Marlon said, it's sort of the racing type of that particular generation of car.
So we can see Marlin again because it was
Oh, there
hiding
he
behind
is.
it.
Yes.
Let's move this car away meanwhile. Let's put it
All right.
inside here. Alright, so
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to get
let's have a good look at
the overhead.
the overhead camera. Here we go.
All right, so we're going to open them up. Boom.
There we go.
Okay, so I don't remember the body being in blue, but this particular one is blue, which means you don't really need to paint it. But
I probably should.
yeah, I think this will look really good in a really deep metallic blue.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's actually a good start you got from that blue. So if you put a deep metallic blue, you'll be
Yes.
well set already.
And being the earlier type cars, this is the ABS style body.
Yes.
So it's a rigid type body. So the painting has to go on the outside.
Yes.
Okay, so there's your body.
Right, so here we're coming back to have different front and rear wheels. So
Yes.
you got the thin one in the front.
Yeah.
And the thick and the traditional spiky one in the back.
Yeah.
More like a Hornet, I guess, isn't it? Same
Yeah,
tires,
same sort of
actually.
idea. So very, you call these high profile tires, really chunky, small wheels.
Yeah.
And then you've got your die-cast aluminium gearbox halves.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that a lot of people don't know is actually these gearbox halves, when you turn them around,
Yeah.
these are actually used on the sides of the head of the Terminator.
Ah, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. So these parts here, they were actually on the I don't know, what do you call this part of your head? Just above the ears. So that's Terminator. So it's got to be good.
Yeah.
It's
Must
made
be.
of
Oh, I
Terminator.
never knew that.
You didn't
I
know
never
that?
ever knew
Oh,
that.
well,
That's awesome.
You have to spin them around and you'll see the exact shape. And then you've got some pressed aluminium here for the roof of the buggy, and then some bent aluminium rod there for parts of the roll cage.
Roll cage, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so they go back there. All right, so on this side, let's just move this across a bit. We've got a lot more aluminium parts. So these are the earlier cars that had a lot of die-cast aluminium.
Yes.
So you get your the trailing arms on the front. So it's very much like a Volkswagen type front end. And then you've got the solid cast rear arms. So a single wishbone at the back. You've got these die-cast uprights for the steering. And these uprights are actually still used on the Grasshopper and the Hornet.
Right.
Yep, and also the Frog.
Yep.
Actually, no, they're on the Frog. Sorry, the other ones have a plastic insert.
So I'm noticing it's
yeah.
coming with bearings actually.
Yeah, I can't remember if the original one came with bearings. Maybe someone who had an original one would be able to tell me.
Yep.
But that looks like an addition.
Yes.
And then the thread lock is actually another addition. So thread lock is
Oh wow.
very handy because
Yep.
as you're screwing into metal, it can vibrate
definitely.
loose very easily. All right, so we've got a box inside here, which is all sealed up. So again, sorry, we're not going to open that up because it's a collector type kit. So you can see how thick it is. So this will have all the screw packs.
Suspension, shocks.
That's right. The rest of
Gears.
the gears. So you've got some of the spur gears here. So you've got options. The rest are in here. And then you've got the manual.
Sure does present itself really nicely, doesn't it?
It does. So this has got the very classic type blister packed boxing. And then you've got the traditional type manual. So obviously this manual looks a bit different to the original manuals.
Yeah.
They've cleaned them up a bit,
Yeah.
and it's much more of a modern, more concise design. So like always, these screws here, they're actually the silhouettes in full size of the screws you need.
Yeah.
So if you're not too sure, just match it up so you don't get them all wrong, because there can be quite a few different screw lengths that can be confusing. So you start with the gearbox being built together, and then start doing the lower frame. The drive shaft's going in, the motor gets fitted inside, and this is the part that's really special.
Very much so, yeah.
So this is the rear monoshock that has the old school. It's a very recognizable Tamiya shock oil bottle.
Yeah.
And that's actually used as a reservoir. So let's see, get a better idea. So you can see there, the bottle with the oil in it gets put into this special holder. It's all cable tied together with the, it's like a fuel line. Then as it's mounted, it gets connected up to the top of the shock. And that's the part that looked really awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, as a kid, you saw that, it's like, wow, what does that do?
It's like
That's
a
good.
NOS bottle or something.
That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Must go extra fast. And then that's all mounted up. And I mean, it's quite clever the way they've done this, because these particular cars had very much a look of the original sort of Baja races. They had a more realistic look about them before they started moving into the comical style sort of shapes. And then here you've got that the twin trailing arm front end suspension. You've got the single steering bell crank. Got the big bumper here with the integral metal through the centre, and then you put in all your radio. Then obviously now with the top plate here, you don't need to find room for all the mechanical speed controller, so it all fits very easily with all the electronic speed controller. Over here we've got, that's a bit odd, they've got a really short battery in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So they've got the fittings here, so that's modification to take one of the actually quite rare leafy 6.6 volt batteries, but it should be quite easy to modify a different battery to fit.
Probably good.
Because with these cars, these are actually released before 7.2 volt came out.
Right.
So they were designed to use the square 6 volt battery, and what we've done quite often is we've cut one of those batteries and rejigged it so that it had a hump.
Yeah.
And we can do that too, yeah.
Definitely.
So that's all screwed together there, and then you do the wheels. The wheels are actually a captured style. They're bead locks. And just put the wheels on. There's the body, so they're showing it getting painted up here. All your stickers. Get your classic driver, which hasn't changed in decades.
Yeah.
And then you got your bit of netting, or your lights.
The body's a bit of a kick, really.
It is.
Another kit almost.
And then that's all strapped on. You got your roof section there with the wing, and then body clips. It's on, ready to go.
Off you go.
Off you go, racing.
Yeah, I really like that era of realistic looking RC cars.
Definitely.
Yes. A bit like the wild one. You just see the latest thing about the wild one?
Oh, I saw the real, like the 1-to-1 scale.
Yeah,
that you can,
that's
that
right.
you can buy.
Yeah, the netting.
Yeah. So you got your decals. There's that classic set of caution, don't touch the hot resistor decals.
Like we said just before.
Yep. And yeah, so that is really nice too. And that is your Super Champ. I still like calling this a Super Champ because I remember as a kid, Super Champ is what I wanted. Never got
Yes.
one though.
Ooh, is this the time?
Oh, I don't know.
Is this gonna
I don't
happen?
know. Imagine going vintage racing with one of these.
Oh, yeah.
That would look cool.
There we go.